You may remember this. It was a snowstorm so impactful that it earned the nickname the Turnpike Trapper. Chief Meteorologist Doug Harlow takes a look back at a storm that struck our region hard in December of 2009.
15 years ago, these metal retractable gates in the median of the interstate weren't here. It was just a concrete barrier like it is everywhere else. But a massive snowstorm in December of 2009 changed all that. It stranded hundreds of people on the West Virginia Turnpike for up to 20 hours.
Everything just kind of ground to a halt.
Section 3 roadway foreman Jim Embry says once the snow began falling, the situation rapidly deteriorated.
The heavy holiday traffic and the snow rate caused the tractor trailers and stuff begin to get stuck on the mountains and hillsides. And once they started getting stuck, then traffic come to a halt and our salt trucks couldn't make their rounds.
Following the storm, the Department of Transportation and Parkways Authority installed the retractable medians.
We installed 4 of the gates, turnaround gates at 4 strategic locations. And if that event ever happens again, we're able to open these gates and turn the traffic around and at least give people somewhere to go where they're not stuck and stranded on the West Virginia Turnpike.
You know, you can describe this storm as like a perfect storm in many aspects.
Now retired, longtime National Weather Service meteorologist Ken Batty says it's a storm he'll never forget.
A lot of holiday travelers. It was probably your worst nightmare coming into reality for those stranded motorists on the West Virginia Turnpike, thus the name the Turnpike Trapper. This one started at dawn on Friday. The low pressure center was down on the Northeast Gulf on the Florida Panhandle, and it was already very strong down there at dawn on Friday. But the precipitation shield, the rain, was already up through the Carolinas with snow in the Smoky Mountains of western North Carolina. And that precipitation shield came north during the afternoon. Snow started in the Beckley Oak Hill area 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This storm was so unique and that it was very heavy snow about an hour or 2 after the storm began. Beckley, 5 hours into the storm, had 9 inches of snow on the ground by 7 o'clock.
The official measured snow total for Beckley came in at just under 28 inches, second only to the 1993 blizzard. The depth of snow on the ground was 22 inches, and nearly 2 feet was on the ground all the way from Beckley to just south of Elkins.
We heard very good reports about how hard the wreckers and the highway and turnpike crews were working, but they just can't keep up with those kind of snow rates, 2 to 3 inches an hour, heavy wet snow. There were some descriptions of the snow as being like cement, fresh cement being poured off one of your cement trucks, and it was that heavy to move around.
Charleston measured 13 inches of snow officially at the National Weather Service office, which was then located in Southridge, but that comes with an asterisk. Because precipitation started off as heavy rain before changing over to heavy snow, and the higher elevations changed over first, the difference in snowfall totals with this storm were amazing. Here in downtown Charleston, we only saw about 2 inches of snow on the ground. But just a few-minute drive up Greenbrier Street and Hillcrest Drive and a climb of 300 feet, there was almost 14 inches here at the YMCA. Batty says the tie-up on the turnpike wasn't even the biggest impact from the storm.
The worst impact was the loss of electricity. The tree branches were falling, trees were falling. Even the weight of the snow on the wires were so much they were snapping some of the telephone poles, and so there was a massive loss of power. And this lasted for days. Through Christmas, 10 days after the storm, a week and a half after the storm, there were still 3,000 dwellings without power.
Batty and Embry say that a number of improvements in recent years will hopefully prevent a repeat of what occurred 15 years ago.
We certainly have more 511 cameras. We have better cell phone service.
We fitted our salt trucks with brine applicators. We've got four-wheel drive vehicles now and smaller plows that we can maneuver in and around tractor trailers as they get stuck.
One thing is for certain, another big snowstorm will strike our area. If not this winter, then sometime in the future. And when it does, reporter Bob Aaron will be there to cover it.
Powered by this storm. And unfortunately, a lot of us will find that